Well, today is a good day, and it's not because the weather is absolutely stunning, but it is because I have a brand new project that I'm going to take on today, which will not only be incredibly challenging, but will unlock lots of new skills. And it is thanks to today's sponsor, the one and only Creality. Because inside this incredibly large box is something that not only I am excited for, but Jess is very excited for. And that is this incredible piece of kit, the Creality Falcon2 Pro laser cutter and engraver. This is going to allow me to step up my carpentry game by not only engraving all of the work pieces that I make, but actually cutting out some of the plywood that I use. Which perfectly segues me into today's challenge. I am going to make a photo frame. And hopefully it should end up looking a little something like this. Yeah, I think I have most definitely got my work cut out for me, because not only am I going to make the picture frame itself, but I'm going to make the backing board and have it engraved. Then I'm going to make the sign that says Our Whittle Family. On top of that, using this for the very first time. Fortunately for me, Creality was super kind to send me some materials that I would be using today, with the exception of the oak wooden frame, which I'm going to make separately. But before we get into the actual frame making, I don't think I can hold on any longer. I need to open this box. So without further ado, let's see what this thing looks like. Always nice to know that the packaging is top tier. Can't resist. Okay. Inside the box is a lot of stuff. And I'll be honest, I have no idea what I'm looking at. So I'm going to skip to the good part, get all of this out and assembled, and get myself clued up. Many hours later. This machine may very well be the coolest thing that I own. I have figured it out, and I'm going to show you how it all works now, but oh my, it is amazing. It took a little bit of time to put this all together and figure out the software, but as you can see, I have got a blank canvas in there, and using the Falcon design space that is provided on their website, I'm going to show you how cool this thing is. So as you can see on my canvas here, I have got Our Whittle Family with a little cloud that goes around it. But thanks to the camera that is built into this thing, I think it may be an accessory that came with it. So thank you very much, Creality, because it has made my life so much easier. I can place it exactly where I want it, go down here and select frame. It powers up and frames exactly where my design is going to be, like so. Then all I do is hit start and watch this thing work its magic. The Falcon2 Pro is blazing fast at 25,000 millimeters per second, has class 1 safety, pinpoint accuracy, and has a smart, durable design. Check the link in the description to get yours. Now, I do apologize for the poor videography, but I will figure it out as I use this. But inside, how good is that? Now again, this is just a little sample idea that I'll show you later on in the video, but the fact that it's just cut it out of a piece of plywood is amazing. The things I'm going to create with this machine are going to blow your mind. But right, I do have a task at hand and a challenge to complete, so let's get our frame all built. The first thing I need to do is get the miter jig out, as most of the cuts I'll be using will be using the miter saw today. After doing a little bit of maths, I'm going to be cutting all of my oak pieces down to size. Now that I have my frame all shaped out, I am just making some marks at a 45-degree angle to where I'm going to be joining them. Then it's back to the miter saw, adjusting to the line that I have drawn to make sure I am dead on a 45-degree angle. I even test on a scrap piece of wood first to make sure this all works. And then it's just a case of cutting all of my miters. Keeping my fingers crossed that all the joints fit nicely, the first thing I'm going to do is apply one coat of glue just to allow it to sink into the grain before applying a second coat of glue and clamping it all together. Boy, oh boy, did I pick a hot day to be doing this. But I think I've actually done a pretty good job with that for the first time. One thing I've always struggled with when it comes to doing woodworking and carpentry and stuff like that is the angled cuts and having them match perfectly. I have a feeling it might have something to do with the actual blade I'm using on my miter saw, as it is like a construction blade. It's like a multi-purpose blade that came with the miter saw that I bought like 2 years ago for doing the flat with. But I put some wood filler on. I'm leaving it to dry before I sand it all down, and fingers crossed it should come out looking really good. Well, it is far from perfect, but for my first attempt, I'm quite happy with myself. I now have a solid oak frame. The next bit is a little bit tricky, and to do it I have created this weird jig. The plan is to recess the backboard into the frame. So I have put a couple of holes in my mitre bench to use clamps. I have this thing clamped down, and this is a guide for the router, which I have tested on a scrap piece of wood, and it does work. Here is to hoping I don't mess this up. Okay, I noticed an issue straight away. The clamps are in my way. 1 second. Now, it might not be perfect, but I have done exactly what I wanted to do. I slipped with the router in that corner there, which is a bit annoying, but the rest is pretty good. All we now need to do is varnish this thing, let it dry, and then I can move back over to the laser cutter, which I have now relocated outside on my workbench, because since I did the frame, it has been a few days as I have been designing and doing things on my computer that I never thought I'd be able to do. But I can finally show you what it looks like in the Falcon design space. This is what we're about to cut using that. Now, I have done a lot of measurements to make sure the backing board is right. I'm going to be cutting the backing board first and then engraving onto that backing board, and then another board I will cut out the cloud that kind of goes around our Whittle family, and then our Whittle family will go on top of that. It's lots and lots of layers, so if I can wrap my brain around it, we should get this thing cooking with gas. I am also going to try to not move that board once in this entire process. Whether this works or not, I have no idea, but this is all very new to me, so we're learning together. Anyways, you can faintly see it, but this line here is the backing board. I am going to cut it and actually make sure it fits in the frame before I commit to doing all the engraving and other stuff. So if we hit frame, it should frame up exactly where our backing board is going to go. It's so hard to film through this, but hey, we actually got a good camera angle for once. Would you look at that? Now I think we're good to cut it out. So this could be a while. Last time I had to sellotape my phone to this, but we're just going to be cutting out the square backing board, so it's not that interesting to watch this process. Let's zoom in. Look at that laser. Now I have measured this like 3, 4, 5 times, so I'm really hoping that this backing board fits in the frame. If it fits first go, I could be so happy. But seeing as though this is handcrafted by me and this is laser precision, I'm not feeling super optimistic. Okay, the moment of truth. Does this fit in? Oh my god, it fits! I know that's a stupid, silly thing to get really excited about, but considering I've never done any of this stuff before, I am really happy with that. Time to move on to stage 2, engraving. Okay, if I have done my measurements correctly, how good does that design look, by the way? Spent ages slaving away at Illustrator to make that. But if I've done this correctly, it should fit perfectly in the picture frame. Which it does. This is coming together so well. For the next part, the Our Whittle family on the cloud, I actually want it to be slightly embossed. So I'm going to have the cloud cut out first and then the letters cut out separately. And we're going to paint all of this stuff later on. There is one thing I've not really considered whilst doing this. It is amazing how intricately and small details can be cut out by this machine. I mean, look at that. As far as stencils go, that is pretty cool in itself. But my concern lies in how am I going to line this up? Because as happy as I am with how this is coming together, it's a bit wonky. Oh my god, Jess has come up with a brilliant idea. What if I just put the cloud back in and engrave onto that, and then I have literally lines to follow, a guide. Genius. This is a fantastic idea. I actually love this thing so much. I can't wait to show all of the other really cool things I am going to do with it. But now that I have got it engraved, I can properly line up my letters, and that is so good. We have now got some spray paint to spray everything. I'm not going to spray it all because I do like the wood effect, but just wants the cloud to be green and stuff like that, even though that doesn't make a great deal of sense. But we're going to try some different colors, see what it looks like, and I'll show you the results in a minute. Well, folks, I think I've done a pretty good job with that. Considering I started out with a bit of plywood and 2 strips of oak, the fact that I have made everything that you can see there by myself from scratch, colour me impressed. If you like that, then make sure you smash the thumbs up button, because it has been hard work to put that together and made so much easier by the laser cutter and engraver. I am genuinely impressed with myself. I would like to give another huge shout out and thank you to Creality for making this possible and all of the future projects that I endeavor to take on, because trust me, it's going to feature in so many videos coming up, not necessarily in the direct future, but we've got ideas as well for making like kids things, whether it's like stencils, and you know how kids learn with wooden blocks, like putting ABC and letters and numbers in, stuff like that. There is so many cool ideas that you can do with this machine. I feel genuinely blessed to have the opportunity to share it with you. Wow, just what a machine. I did try, by the way, to do white with the green text, which I think looks pretty nice, to be fair. But despite that, I think it looks better being like white, green, then white text. If the background was green, then I think that would look really nice as well. I'd be tempted to try it again and actually do some better joints rather than just kind of gluing these edges together. Actually do some proper joinery, like woodworking joinery. But I mean, come on, give it a break. This is my first ever time doing something like this. I'm genuine. I can't get over how good it actually came out and how good it looks. I mean, I'm super excited to actually put a lot more time in, because the clock was a bit against me with this project, but really learning what capabilities you can do with that machine, because I'm sure there are so many amazing things that you can do. Like, even if you think about like those wooden like airplanes that people put together and stuff like, there's just so much to achieve with it. I can't wait to share it with you in the future. But on that note, this is the end of the vlog. Mission accomplished. I actually managed to say I'm going to do something and achieve it all in the same video with very, very minimal mistakes, which is rare for me. But as always, shout out to the legends over on Patreon. All those who go out of their way to buy my clothing, I really do appreciate you guys, are legends. I need to weed this. It's hard to get quite overgrown. But if you're someone who have made it to this far in the video, then thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you like this video, again, leave it a thumbs up. I'd appreciate that. It goes a really long way. It helps the video reach new people. If you're someone out there who wants to grab yourself one of these machines or check out what Creality does, then there'll be links in the description for that as well. If you're new around here, hit subscribe. But as always, guys, this has been Orion. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace, peace, much love. Bye-bye. Because inside this super big box is something that So I'm gonna skip to the good part, get all of this out there. Oh, closed protective. I'm a bit. That's a problem.